We got old Mack on the farm. Let me get my legs crossed. I can do some serious talking. Uh, if you come right over here, just right where you can see the screen. Don't stop so you can read the screen if you have to. Don't. Okay, now, if anybody comes in here, you see up at the top of the screen where the red was at, up where it says how many people's in here. Do you see the red?
I can see it, I just can't read the number.
Walk over close to the camera, let you, there you go.
So far, you're at nobody.
Okay.
Nobody's entered yet.
Well, we're doing live. We're gonna see how this turns out. How about doing me a favor? Would you go bring old Mac a cold beer? Okay, babe. Oh, I need to come here and see what it says on the screen there. There's something. Oh, that's okay. You don't see nothing on the screen. You look like you got one person in there now.
You've got 2 people entered.
All right. We're growing. We got 2 people on the screen. Well, as soon as she walks away, oh, there's people talking over there, but I'm sitting here in the jungle. What I need in the background is some of them. I need a couple of wild animals singing in the background. Good morning. Well, it's almost noon here. It won't be long. I'll be time to go cook lunch. We're outdoors in my house where I sit. Normally, there's no internet. I don't know if anybody can even see me. I have no clue. This is just if this works, then I know, I know the signal is really bad in the house. In fact, I have telephone calls that drops out, and people say, "Oh, we can't hear you." Now, my little woman is bringing me. She's gonna pop the top on the beer. She's not gonna hand me. Only what she handed me. My little beer maiden just handed me. Look at this, like magical, like magic. We be pouring a cold, frosty, cold beer here. I know what people are saying. It's too early in the morning to be drinking beer. But this is Yingling. This is America's oldest beer. I'm Arkadelphia's oldest human being. Right, babe? I'm almost fossilized. I need to walk around on the other side over there and read and see what it says. If people are saying nice, I know they're saying good things about me. They were. Honey, pull your head back a little bit. You had your head over the camera.
I just couldn't see your head.
You're blocking my beautiful face.
Oh, come on.
Come on, let's get this done here.
You're at 4 now.
Read the screen before it goes away. How do you block You're blocking the camera. Okay.
Sorry.
Huh?
Sorry. I couldn't see from where I was.
You need glasses? What
Probably.
You got?
Probably, maybe.
Would my beer maid come over here and take this empty bottle out of my hand? Hang on. A little beer here. I'll save you a swallow.
Thanks. I needed that.
Now, don't do no slurping now. I wish we could read. You know what I need is a screen set up over here. If I was Motorbomb, Virginia, or if he was my next door neighbor, I'd have him over here. I'd hire him. I go, well, you could come over and put a tattoo on Angelique. something like born free.
Tattoo in exchange for camera time.
So if we had him over here, he would wire me a cable over there. Oh, they're right there saying something. They're saying something nice about me. Probably something like that damn video ain't even, you can't even see it. I wish I had somebody that had young enough eyes to be able to read the screen, but I don't. I'm gonna hire me a young. I'm gonna put an ad in the little trader.
I cannot
You
make that
can't
out.
read the
That
writing.
is so small.
You folks are saying nice words and saying some good stuff, but unfortunately,
We're just too blind to see it.
I could bring the camera right over closer to me, I guess. But see, I'm sitting out here in the jungle. That's Angelica the jungle. She comes swinging in on a vine. She come and harvested them bananas. I got a lot of bananas last night. You folks, a lot of you guys, guys and girls, but I'll tell you, it's good to have friends around the world. And God, I wish I knew what they were saying. Hello. Yeah, less talking, more drinking. Um, that was Angelique's. That was her hoofs going by. She rode by on her pony. Oh my God, a beautiful butterfly. Just, I'll hold my hand up if it comes. Oh, wouldn't that be something? I stick my finger. Oh, he's circling around. It would be the greatest thing of all. As while I'm doing my live blog here, to have a butterfly to land on my finger. Well, let me tell you, I got up this morning and I went over on my page, like almost everybody that does motovlogging. And what did I see? I saw 1,100 subs. I went from yesterday 900 to 1,100. And one of those fine human beings in another part of the world said, I'm going to give you 200 bananas. I got 200 bananas. I see hummingbird. As you can see back here in the back, as your typical southern farmer, we do have bamboo, lots of bamboo. I got an acre of bamboo right behind me, maybe a little bit more than an acre. There's a half acre that goes over onto my neighbor's property. See, my property line goes that away, as far as the eye can see that away, over towards the bluffs. Down here, about a half a mile from where I'm sitting, there's Sullivan Creek. Over this way, just that away, 1 mile, there's Mulberry River. So I'm between Mulberry River and Sullivan Creek. Between me and Mulberry River, there's a 670-foot ridge. The cell tower is just right over that ridge, but unfortunately it can't get to me. Behind me, up on the deck, there's a $185 antenna, not one but two antennas for my hotspot, and it's up there 40 feet in the air, and still don't have no signal. But that's surprised. But if you listen, just listen. Not that. You don't hear any jets. You don't hear any police. All you hear in the woods is maybe a little gunfire. My neighbors do a lot of shooting. But they quit shooting here a few years ago because right behind me, I used to shoot off these big um, tannerite explosions. I would stand on my deck right over there, shoot over there. I've got a railroad tie bunker built over there, and I would set 1 pound of tannerite, and I'd shoot it with my 223 5.56, and it would just. My neighbor, she she said, "What is that big explosion? I hear it all the time." I said, "I have a cannon, and I shoot the cannon occasionally, and I don't have a cannon." Anyhow, we've been doing that. The sheriff lives right over there. Sheriff, if I drew a straight line, the sheriff's a half mile from my house. He came over here one time. Me and some of the boys. We were out here shooting on my range over here. Me and the boys. We were firing. I was firing a 308. That's a Belgian-made gun. I don't remember what the FNFAL. I had a one that has a carrying handle on it, and it eats up a lot of ammunition. You put it up in that full auto, and I was, firing off. I think I could only put 20 rounds maybe in that big magazine on the FNFAL, and it would go. Well, I mean, it almost beat you to death. I don't know, you guys that have been in the military, you you obviously got a chance to fire the M14. That's a 308, and this is the Belgium model of the 308. Oh, it's called a Peacekeeper. What a beautiful name for a weapon. And the other guy was shooting. What do you have? Was it a Barrett 50? It was a big. It wasn't automatic now. We never fired an automatic 50 here. We fired everything else automatic, but no automatic 50. Yeah. Uh, um, what do they call that thing? Deuce. I did. If you folks look in my videos, you'll see when I was on the aircraft carrier Nimitz. Every morning at 9 o'clock in the morning, you could go burn up a lot of ammo. They paid you well to shoot good, and my favorite gun. They had these twin barrel 50 cal. It's called anti-aircraft. They had 9-foot long barrels on them, and you set up in this little old seat, and you strap your ass in there, and they put one of them hard hats on your head, and you pull two triggers. You got a trigger on both sides, left and right side, and you pull them, and you got a way out there 9 foot in front of you, a star-looking thing across. And we were shooting killer tomatoes in the Navy. They have a thing to dump out of the back of the aircraft carrier Nimitz of the CVN 68. They would dump these big red bags filled full of nitrogen and whatever. They would let them bob on the water, and then you'd take those 50 cals and see if you could blow it up and shoot it. Oh, I delighted in shooting at it. You think it'd be easy? You just pull the trigger and you'd be. They're on the tide. We were out there in 20 foot seas, and even though the aircraft carrier is over 1,000 foot long, I think 1,053 feet. It doesn't. It's not affected by the waves, but the waves are there. And that old killer tomato, it's only like 6 foot in diameter, maybe 8 foot. I don't know. But you'd shoot it, and you got these tracer rounds going out, and these barrels are set. There'd be a tracer over here and a tracer over here, and they're not set where they're running two tracers side by side. So you got a steady stream of fire going out to the killer tomato. But I mean, you might get a few rounds into it, but Then up above us, up here above us, up on I don't know what deck number it was above us. There was two machine guns set up on both sides, and they fired. The Marines did. Oh hell, they never missed. When they shot, poof, it was gone. Oh, there were some people that joined us there a while ago. Maybe they're trying to tell me my signal's really bad. I don't know. I just keep talking. It ain't went off yet. I can usually tell when the thing is, uh, it's um, it's gone off. A little round circle comes up there, but haven't seen no haven't seen no round circles. Now there'll be the time I break out some. I should have parked my Harley over there. I could have put the Harley right there, and I didn't. So I'm sure my sister, she's bound to be awake now out on the West Coast. She might come in and take a look. And yeah, I see somebody. I wish I knew what they were seeing. It's the camera's over there about 6 feet away. The reason being, if I move it this way, I have a signal that's coming off the tower right here. There's a tower 50 feet up here by me. And I walked around and I found a place where my signal appears to be like I've got 3 bars. And, but I won't know until I'm sure people's going to go, good God Almighty, that was the most pathetic thing I ever seen. But that's all I got. I ain't going to be whining. Like I say, you don't hear no wow, wow. There ain't nothing going on here. Ain't nothing. I don't even know if you can hear my voice. I mean, I might be too far away from the camera. Hello, America and the world. I know y'all saying, oh, he's already loaded already. Look at him. He ain't even swallowed that last swallow, and he's already babbling. I'll do that anyhow. Damn, that's good. Let me tell you what is on today's menu. Today, I'm going to be I'm fixing a skillet top lunch. Angelique last night asked me if I'd fix a stove top, but today I'm fixing a skillet top thing. It's one of them stove tops you just add your ground beef and but this is beef like noodle Alfredo or I don't know. I'll fix it whenever I get in there. But I told her a dish I'm gonna fix her. I have these slices of country sliced ham at sugar cured. It's up in Motorbone, Virginia's part. It's Virginia cured ham, and I'm going to take stuffing mix and moisten it with with uh, pork stock that I have, grease and stuff, and moisten to getting it good and tender. And I'm going to take a slab of ham and lay it in my casserole bowl, and I'm going to coat it with that stuffing mix. And I'm going to take a second ham slice and put it over the top of the stuffing mix. And I'm going to also put multiple cheeses on the stuffing mix. When that top layer of that ham gets done, I know the bottom layer is going to be done because it's down there and it'll cook. It'll make a ham casserole, a stuffed ham, not cordon bleu, cordon bleu ham. I know what y'all guys are doing. When I tilted the glass up to take a drink, you're going to see how many chins I had under there. Uh, well, I guess this might be, I don't know if there's anybody in here. I could probably get up and go over and look at the camera. and see if there's anybody in here at all. I might be just sitting here just babbling away, but it really doesn't matter. No. If I wasn't here talking to you people in the world, I would be watching TV. I like to watch at this time in the morning. I'd probably be watching Cletus McFarlane at the Freedom Factory, or catching up on some of the weekend NASCAR racing. Oh, I like Clay Millican. Oh, Clay, buddy, he's had some heartbreaking moments. I don't know if you follow drag racing. I do. I have. I've been a drag racer all my life. Used to be sitting right over there. I had a Coyote powered Mustang. That was awesome. Well, if Joe was here, and he is normally is here, Joe would tell you he put over, I know, at least 50, 60,000 miles sitting in that right seat over there. We used to uh, we used to make that Mustang run, and I took it to Washington a couple of times, and went down to Florida and out to Texas, and I'm the kind of guy that's always on the move. Excuse me. You notice I was polite. I covered that up. Uh, I, I love that little Mustang, but you know, there, things come and things go. I built a in 1993. I had a desire to build a street ride. Can't even say the word street ride. Um, so I got a hold of a company over in Milton, Freewater, Oregon. They were selling Pro Street engines. They was taking five 502 cubic inch, 8.2 liter engines, and they were building Pro Street. They had them in 650 horsepower, 750 horsepower. Now, only difference between the 650 and the 750 is the 750 had two 4 barrels on it, two 11 CFM, 1100 CFM carburetors, two big monster. And the 650 had just one Dominator. It's called a Dominator carburetor. Only had one Dominator on it, and a high-rise manifold. And the next engine was 1150 horsepower, and it just had a bigger cam and whatever. Well, I bought a 650 horsepower from Milton Freewater, Oregon, from a company called Tom Sally Chevrolet. They have been in business forever, and so they make you a video when they put it on the dyno, and you get a video of the engine. In fact, there's a video of me and my wife, little Ruthie. She came out. I had just put the engine. The I built the engine up over there. Well, they sent it to me, but I had to put all the stuff on it, and it had a what they call soda, SODA, uh, soda transmission in it. It was a 4 speed. It would be a variation of the 4L60, but it wasn't a electric shift. You manually shifted it, and I bought that from them. So I had the 4L60 modified for off-road racing, heavy duty built. And we put that, my brother had a little GMC pickup truck, a little 68 GMC. And so I had this big notion of, well, building a street ride. So we had it sandblasted, not sand, but they used walnut shells, and they took all the paint off in it and bead blasted the frame and powder coated the frame and put Beltec suspension. I had all that done. I've got to keep in mind I was a working stiff. Well, you can loosely say I was working. I was at the Boeing company doing stuff, and so anyhow, uh, I had to put the engine and everything in it. And I got everything wired. I told her, I said, I'm about ready. If you'll bring the camera out after a while, I'll set it up on the tripod or whatever. Bring it out. I'll video the start, the first start. And she got out there just as I was ready, and I got a video here on YouTube of when I started it up, and it was awesome. I put it in a lot of car shows. It was called like a weed cutter. It was lowered way down to the grass, and it had tri-Y headers on it, great uh, big tube headers on it, and it had tri-Y for the maximum amount of extraction on that 502. And man, it did sound good. It had 3-inch exhaust all the way to the back, and on the back there we put for exhaust system we used God, I forgot what you call the damn thing. It's where you have the stainless steel disc, and you could take or remove the disc and get all the sound you wanted, but it had a little muffler at the very back end. Oh, people at the car show, they go, oh, bring it up on RPM. They want to hear the thing rev up a little bit. And I pleased them. I would rev it up. And we took it to a lot of car shows. And so I got the opportunity to buy this place. And in Washington, it came available. And this is our old homestead. There's over 600 acres here in the original homestead was my ancestors with the other family's ancestors. And at the end of the Civil War, they came across Sullivan Creek. My family lived over there, and my last relative lived out here 400 feet. She left here in 1929, but all the rest of them, my grandmother and them, they all moved to Jefferson County. Jefferson County is that way. They moved to Jefferson County to to mine coal. And in 1898, I believe it was, my first uncle was born in 1898, Uncle Jasper. And so they all, 97, they left here in 1897. They left here in 1897, the majority of the relatives did, to go to Beltona, which is that away, to mine coal. Now, some of the relatives stayed because they were vested in the cotton harvest, and they stayed till 1929 right out there. I walked out there. I used to have a walking path that goes down to the creek, and I used to ride my four-wheeler down to Sullivan Creek and just, embrace the land. This is my ancestor. And while I was walking, I'd find these beautiful arrowheads about that big. And then when I get down to Sullivan Creek, I'd wade the creek. There's a waterfalls down there. It's large. It's fairly large waterfalls. And I'd wade right below the waterfalls. And I'd find these little arrowheads. And I asked some of the people about the little arrowheads, and they said they use those for, shooting fish. They would get fish with them. And so I found so many arrowheads. I give them to everybody. My time is up. I'm about to expire, so I'm getting rid of everything. I think the worst thing you could ever happen is when you leave here is how people fighting over. They didn't pay you one. They couldn't care less if you're alive or dead. But the moment you die, you become important. Everything that you thought was near and dear to you is now theirs, and they are willing to fight over it. I don't want that. I had a dear friend. Him and we worked together 25 years, and he was a major in the Army Air Corps, and he flew B-17s. He flew all the missions in the B-17. Then he flew the P-47, the Thunderbolt, and he did all his missions escorting P-47s. Then he came back to Langley, Virginia, and they put him in a B-24, and he flew submarine watch, or searching for submarines, submarine hunting, from Virginia all the way up to Newfoundland and back. He would make these flights. And he had, he was 75 when he died. And I was made the executor of his estate for 6 years before he died. He laid out how he wanted to be buried and where he wanted to be buried. And he didn't want to be buried, he wanted to be cremated. And so he gave me all the stuff I needed to know. I'm doing this with Angelique. She knows where to take me up to the shake and bake place. You know, she's already got it all arranged. All she has to do is go up there and sign the paperwork and get them death certificates so she can share them amongst people that need them. Sometimes you have relatives, they'll come and see you if they get paid through some kind of a bereavement pay or something like that. So you want to make sure you got a death certificate for them. See, here we go. That's the sad part about being old is they don't take long and you get over onto the dark side of life itself, you know. But hell, it's a reality, and you'd be dumb to sit up in here and then just croak out and have poor little Angelique. She'd have to be running around here trying to figure out what to do with me and all that stuff. So I do all this arranging so she don't have to do no arranging. And it's working for me. And I suggest that you people that's garnered up some things over your lifetime, give it away now. Give it to somebody. I got a buddy, Joe. I like to get rid of things, and he likes to take them. So just get rid of them while you're alive. Make a guy look at a smile on their face when they receive something right now. Not having to wait till you croak out and have to go through all that misery of having to go down and claim your goods and all that stuff. just, just arrange it now. Anyhow, before we got morbid, I think we was talking about getting ready to fix lunch. And yeah, I'm kind of starting to get hungry. Ain't nothing makes you hungrier than, a good cold beer. It's just hard to beat. We went to a Mexican place yesterday to have lunch. And we always have, when we have lunch, and we were on the Harley, we always like to have a shot of Patron. And I've got a video when Angelique took her first, as an adult, shot of Patron. That Mexican guy was standing there, and I told her it was for her, you know. And so the Mexican guy, he poured her the shot. She got that little slice of lime there and a little salt shaker, and I already gave her the routine, and she did the salt on the back of her hand and the whole thing. And so now she throws that shot back there. Oh, you are to see the violent shaking her body went through. Her brain was saying, spit this out. This is evil. But no, she swallowed it down, and her body went, bless her heart. But it had to be done. My daughter Cindy, her and I, we've had lots of shots together. We went for my wife's wake. We went down to Gulf Shores, and and rented a condo down there right on the beach, right above the Pink Pony. And we knocked back a few drinks there. I'll tell you, it was good. We had a really good visit. We cried. Oh Lord, have mercy. It had to be done. It brings it to a closure. There'll be some that will cry when I go. And hell, I'd rather for them to sit right here with my arm around them, laughing their heads off with a shot of Patron or, you know, oh, my daughter Cindy, when she came down, she, we stopped over here at the county line, and she bought us a jug of tequila. And me and her, she didn't get into the late, see, so it was like 10 o'clock. I think it was late when she arrived. We sucked down that jug of tequila, and tears were flowing. Tequila don't normally make you cry, but, you know, we had Ruth, and we had this mead. Um, anyhow, we've had a good time. My son, I went to Seattle many times, but one time he is already home from the Navy, and he was happily married. He's married he's got a wonderful woman. They've had a beautiful boy named Henry, and little Henry's, I think he's 3 years old. Oh hell, the love of all of our lives. He's just a delightful little human being. Well, what makes him so delightful? He's got a big, gentle daddy. His daddy is a big man. His daddy was big like me. You know, he's 6'2", but he's still got a body on him. You know, he used to like press like 400, 500 pounds. He's strong. I mean, he's strong like an ox. He was a marathon runner. My son, he won so many marathons. He ran the triathlon in Hawaii for the U.S. Navy. He ran at Great Lakes for the U.S. Navy. He ran in Seattle. He ran the Emerald City race. Anyhow, he ran a lot of marathons. He was a marathon runner. But then as he got older and mature, his body filled out, and he's my Indian boy. His wife was a Cherokee Indian. She was born as a Cherokee on the Cherokee Indian lands of Oklahoma. It wasn't Oklahoma then, it was called the Indian Territory. And she was born in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. And golly, her daddy was a terrific guy. If you could ever love another human being, I loved her daddy. He was an American Indian that went through the war. He was a major in the Army. He went to Tahlequah Indian Academy and got a rating and went in the military. And he was like the code talkers. He could speak Cherokee fluently, and he could read and write it. And I used to go to powwows with him and stomp dances. And well, anyhow, from his genes, the honor and the integrity of the Cherokee Indian is in my son. He's a big giant. He's a big old gentle person. And he's married. His woman is a Russian lady. Well, she is just a really nice lady. She's a person of law, and she gave the strong Russian, strong Russian bloodline to my son's Cherokee Indian, and me, granddaddy sitting over here. He had something to do with this whole thing. Oh, I believe I'm seeing Motorbomb. No, I'm seeing, who am I seeing over here? Is that Motorbomb Virginia? He's probably telling me to get off. You're looking foolish. You're all busted up and fuzzy looking. But I don't know. I can't tell. Anyhow, with all these bloodlines flowing, they produce little Henry. Henry Alexander, part Russian from Alexander, and Henry, of course, old Henry of the West. Great name, Henry. And so he's got all this going for him. And this little kid has already won so many awards. He goes to an academy already in 3 years old in an academy. I didn't get to go to an academy until I was like 14. And, but he'll have all the advantages of this world we live in today. And he'll know how to use them too. I wish I could see what was saying on the screen. I don't have a side screen. If I had me a side screen, if Motorbomb Virginia was here, he'd set me up a side screen and I'd be able to look like that and read what's going on. If I'm really, really bad, whoever's watching me right now, flash a big red sign like, get off, get off, get off. Or, you're making a fool of yourself. Well, it's time to go into the house. You can see the mug is empty. There, it's empty. Uh, it's time to go fix Angelique lunch. And no, she's more than capable of fixing her own lunch, but she loves it when we cook together. She likes. I have old style ways of cooking. I cooked her green tomatoes. I made her fried green tomatoes the other day. She never had them before. Her mama was a person that liked couscous and all these exotic dishes, beef Wellington and all that stuff. Hell, I can gnaw almost on any old pork chop or I've never met a piece of meat that I didn't like. I don't care how you cook it. I had the experience in Colorado. Y'all have heard me talk about my cowboy days. Well, one time up in Colorado, Mrs. Johnson, Delmer's wife, she cooked us bear stew. I'm gonna tell you, we was eating that stuff and yep, it was bear. About like a big rump roast on a bear. I gotta say the meat was a little bit chewier, but hell, we had full set of teeth back in them days, and we could chump that stuff down. Golly, the great stories I could talk for a long time about living up in Coalmont, Colorado, on the ranch up there. Let me put my hat back a little bit so you can see my eyes, so you can see I'm sincere. When you see a guy's eyebrows, you know he's sincere when he's talking to you. I don't know. It's just probably all fuzzed out. Look like one of them things you put over a naughty part of your body, when you don't want it to be seen. uh, well, she fixed the bear steak. It was not bear steak, bear roast with carrots and potatoes. One time he came and got me. I was running a piece of equipment for him, and he said, "My wife wants you to come and catch a mess of fish for the crew." And so I went down, and he told me where to go get his creel and for the fly rod. And I never fished in my life. Back in Alabama, you use a bamboo, a cane, and anyhow, went and got his fly rod, and I said I can figure this thing out. Went down on this little creek, and I filled the krill basket up with Darley Vardens and cutthroats and rainbows, and they were all like pan size. And so I went up to the house. I asked her for a knife so I could clean the fish. She said, "Oh, no, 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 I'll clean the fish. You can take the Jeep and go back up to where the crew's at. Let them know that and thank him very much for sending you down here to catch the fish. Now, what a hard job is that to catch enough fish to feed a crew of 8 or 10 workers, and knowing that I love fishing. It was like, could heaven get any better than this? I think something in comparison to heaven is a day like this right here. Blue sky, birds all around me, and the Harley sitting right over there. And knowing that I can go in and get that key fob and off I'd go. With that, let me go ahead and sign off. I know people's probably tried to been warning me like, whoa, turn that thing off. Oh, Lord, have mercy. It is so blurry that it's making us all sick and everything. That's what experimenting is all about. What do we talk? I don't know. I can't tell how much time I've been on here, but it's probably been more than enough. So let me go over to the where it's at. Now it's on the back side of the camera, so I'm not. This is low resolution. I mean, this is probably low. This is low, like 720p or something like that. But hey, I don't live. Yesterday I shot in higher resolution. I had the camera turned around the other way. Motorbomb, Virginia. Oh, I see it in red. I see red there. So he's probably telling me to get the hell off this thing. All righty, let me get over here so I can turn this damn thing off. Sorry that I used everybody's time up. God bless you. Love every one of you.